Ethiopian military chief Field Marshal Birhano Jula is provoking Eritrea, a controversial statement by the journal. Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching. It seems that now journals at the forefront of igniting a conflict between Ethiopia and Eritrea. When journals pass such remarks, that's alarming. It means that military could be mobilized. It means that armed conflict could happen. Second news story is about a Fano commander who has been killed. Let's start, viewers. Let's start with the news story about Fano commander. First, a Fano commander has been killed in Wollo. He was operating in North Wollo area around Buldia was his stronghold. Demis Yaimer is the name of this commander. Ethiopian National Defense Force is confirming his death. No rebuttal from Fano so far, no denial from anyone. That is why we're sharing this news story with you. Demis Yaimer was one of second-tier Fano commanders in Wall. Important thing about his death is his dispute with Mere Vodajo. Mere Vodajo is the leader of Vollo Fano, and in recent months, some reports came in that Mere Vodajo and Demis Yaimer were at odds, and they were involved in a fight. Their men fought, reportedly. Military is claiming the death of Demis Yaimer. It's not that he was killed by Merivodajo. No confirmation that he was killed by Merivodajo. But when these Fano groups fight each other, they share information about the movement, about the location of their enemies with the Ethiopian National Defense Force through sources. They want their enemies to be killed by ENDF so that they're not blamed for the deaths. In Shoa, we know that Desalin Fano, AFNF, Marafao National Force, is accusing Skandar Group. Skandar and Mekatao are giving intelligence to Ethiopian National Defense Force about AFNF Fano groups in Shoa. We don't know who gave the information about Demis Yaimer's whereabouts to the military, but his death is being confirmed. These internal divisions are costing Fano. They're killing each other. They need to unite if they want to achieve their objectives. Otherwise, they'll kill each other. Military will have to use less manpower, less resources to weaken Fano. Back to main news story, which is about General Berhane Jula, Ethiopian Field Marshal. Jula is one of the most powerful men in Ethiopia now. He's Field Marshal. He's leading the three main branches of the military, Air Force, Ground Force, Naval Forces. The man has fought in the recent war, too, Tigray War. He led the troops. He's turning into a very influential man in the Horn of Africa, in East Africa, you can say. He's leading an army which wants to be a million army. Access to sea is the demand of the Ethiopian government. PM Abiy spoke about it in 2023. Prosperity Party ministers speak about it. Why is that military involves itself in such matters? It's basically a political issue or an issue related to economy. Why is it being linked to military? Is it because the government wants to use military to gain access to sea? Jula in a way, directly threatened Eritrea in a statement 24 hours. General June. He said, we told them that the sea with Eritrea is enough uh, for both of us. We told them that this sea is enough for both of us. Which both of us? Eritrea and Ethiopia. But they locked us out. Who locked Ethiopia out? Not just Eritrea. I mean, he was maybe saying that those who were main players when the divorce happened between Eritrea and Ethiopia, Westerners, etc., they locked Ethiopia. Ethiopia's access to sea was snatched. It was deprived from access to sea. Now we are telling them that you cannot stop us from gaining access to sea. We won't allow that. We won't allow it to continue. It's a provocation, definitely. Jula is provoking Eritrea. And now Ethiopian ministers, Ethiopian military leaders, they are focused, I think, on Eritrea. Without naming Eritrea, all their talk is directed at Eritrea. They want to gain access to Assam. Closest to Ethiopia is the Assam port. And when such a statement comes from a general, it means that the general is ready, or he is making preparations, that military is ready, or military is making preparations. It means that military option is available for Ethiopia. And as a last resort, Ethiopia will exercise this option to gain sea access. How is Eritrea expected to respond? Not hard to guess. I mean, if you know that a territory which is your territory, internationally recognized, and it is being challenged, someone has its eyes on your territory. So, what are you supposed to do? You will do whatever you can to defend it. Problem is that Ethiopia has not initiated any legal proceedings so far to back its claim of access to sea. It is only issuing statements. It is only putting pressure upon Eritrea. It is trying to arm anti-Eritrea opposition groups. Eritrea is doing the same too. It is arming and training Ethiopian opposition groups. But will this strategy work? I told you a few months ago that Ethiopia was working on initiating legal proceedings. It had hired some law firms. It had hired lobbying firms. It wanted narrative about access to sea to be launched in Washington, in Geneva, in London, to make it acceptable to international community. Nothing has happened so far. Lobbying maybe is underway. We don't know about the outcome. But the war of words is intensifying. Every day we hear Ethiopian and Eritrean leaders. They're threatening each other. Luckily, so far it's verbal war of words. Military mobilization has not begun, but they're making preparation. They're on a collision course. They're gauging each other's military capabilities. They're making adjustments. They are forming regional international alliances. When will they make the decision? Eritrea could hit preemptively. Ethiopia could just hit to gain access to Assam. Ethiopia could indirectly hit in the form of proxy groups. Eritrea could also hit in the form of proxy groups. Basically, a conflict, an armed conflict, is in the making. That's what we can conclude. Nothing has happened in the last few months to show that the two sides will be able to solve their issues at the table. Eritrea and Ethiopia. Nothing has happened so far to point towards any positive development to solve this issue of access to. Eritrea says, why should we talk to Ethiopia? I mean, if we give Ethiopia access to sea, even on commercial grounds to Assab, and Ethiopia will not withdraw its forces from there; it will annex Assab. Issue of mistrust is there, especially Djibouti's refusal to allow establishment of Ethiopian navy in naval base in Djibouti's waters and giving control to Ethiopian forces over Djibouti's territory from Ethiopian border to Djibouti's port. It shows that Ethiopian intents are clear. Ethiopia wants a port as if the port is Ethiopian port. No country will agree to it. Ethiopia will have to put immense pressure, military pressure maybe, and after that, what will happen, no one knows. Thanks for watching.